Hi, I'm Alexandria.
I'm Thomas.
And I'm Mina.
Welcome back to the Student Table podcast. So today we're going to be talking about some new things that we're going to have to end up dealing with again, which is hybrid. We were going to do hybrid before last year, but it got canceled due to COVID-19. And since our area has a lot of COVID cases, we're really worried about how we're supposed to go to hybrid in this time.
I just feel like it's not, well, it's a good idea to like reopen schools and to like bring back focus so kids can like higher their grades again. But I also think that not enough kids like realize like the problem that this COVID-19 thing has.
I don't know. I just kind of um I can see both sides. Like at the same time, I just don't want to I know there's gonna be less kids, but I still don't know if I want to be around that many people. Like even though there's not gonna be that many people, even that just like stresses me out. But at the same time, I just feel like for my mental health, it's way better to go back to school because like staying in my house 24/7 is just not good for me.
I want human interaction, but I don't want human interaction.
Yeah, exactly. Like I wanna be social, but I don't wanna you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to like,
like if it says stay 6 feet away from someone, I'm gonna stay 7 feet away from someone because I just can't. Like that just stresses me out.
Yeah, I feel you.
yeah. But I think as long as everyone wears their mask and like actually like washes their hands, I think it'll be like good.
I don't know. Like I think I do want to go back to school, but like I want to see my friends and my teachers. But
I just find focusing very difficult when I'm at home
yeah, exactly. Like
because I
my
can like walk to the fridge and like get food, and
yeah,
then
like
then
my
all of a sudden I want to use the bathroom, and then I want to play video games,
like
this
my
and that.
attention span just
Which
goes
is
down.
which is yeah,
Just
exactly my
wait really quick.
attention span got ruined.
So like it's way better for me to be in the classroom because like I don't have all those
That's the only
distractions.
thing. That's the only thing they can focus on. It's the only thing we
Yeah,
can do.
exactly. There's nothing like,
We can't like take out the phone,
and
like
like at the same
play.
time, I also have to help my brothers, which is like, I also can't like focus because like both my parents have work. So like I can't like focus on myself and my brothers at the same time. It just doesn't like go together. So like it's not, you know.
Yeah, it's not like exactly the best way to have be going to school. You have to take care of two other people at times.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Whereas if I'm at school, I can just focus on myself and
you
get
can
that.
actually get in like a decent grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how hybrid is going to work for me because even when I'm home, I can't seem to be on time. I don't know. It's just, I have to learn to be more punctual, especially if I want to go to hybrid. Like it used to not be as much of a problem during school because I had a planner and everything, but now I'm just home and I just have to wait for like every hour to go to a different Zoom call, which is I guess causing me to slack off a bit on timing, especially when I come back from lunch because I'm usually not done eating yet. um, what does anyone else have to say about that?
Yeah, I kind of just like I feel like I'm gonna have to actually fix my sleep schedule because I always wake up really tired with these Zooms.
Yeah. So hybrid can cause a lot of like I guess going in school was like everyone was so used to it and the change from just being all virtual for like almost a whole year, kind of starting from last year, last school year to this school year. Like it can I get like it's gonna be going through two changes really quickly. Like first we went from going in school full time to going virtual and then almost going back to school and then staying virtual and then now we might go back into school part time again. So it could cause a lot of stress, especially the schedule for hybrid. It's very interesting and confusing because when we first
Yeah, I
started
think
learning,
it's a little too stressful, the schedule.
yeah,
Because
like
it's
when we
like you
first
have
started learning it,
hybrid,
it
and
was
then
so
once you get
confusing.
back from school, you immediately have to go on your Chromebook and do this and that.
Yeah, I feel like going back to what Alex said, like we went from normal school to virtual so quick, and like now it's gonna be a year soon. Well, yeah, in a few months. But the thing is that like now this has become like almost like second nature, you know? We've been doing this for months. So like the transition to actually going back to school is gonna be like so weird and different for us and so complicated that it's gonna be, you know, we're all gonna be nervous and we're like we just want things to go back to normal
And I
100%.
feel like it's our first day again, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna be really strange going back to in the building.
I mean,
Yeah,
my mom's,
especially because we're not used to like seeing everyone anymore.
Yeah,
yeah, like my mom tried to make me comfortable. She's like, "Oh, what are you gonna wear for your first day of school?" And like she said that on like when like on the actual first day of school, she was like, "Oh, what are you gonna wear on your first day of school?" I was like, "Yeah, my pajamas," because you know. But I think for our mental health, it is really important to go back to normal, especially at the, like for our age as teenagers. Like even no matter what age you are, like as elementary school students too, it's really important for them to go back to school as well.
yeah. Speaking on mental health, today we have a school social worker, Miss McGowan.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so
Hi.
much for having me on your podcast. I'm very excited to spend some time with you talking about the things that I'm hearing you talk about, especially the stress that you're experiencing right now as you anticipate a return to hybrid learning at the middle school.
Yes, and we have prepared some questions for you to just ease our minds on this whole mental health situation. So the first question is, why is mental health slash self-care, like by your definition, like what do you think it is?
To me, mental health is maintaining a positive attitude and resiliency in your mind as you face the situations of your day to day, and to include challenging situations. So, how can you, as students, and I think also teachers, maintain a positive frame of mind and not get overwhelmed and flooded with anxiety, depression, worry? You know, how can you keep those emotions somewhat compartmentalized so that you can follow your schedule and get through the expectations of your day, whether it's your job as a career or whether your job as a student? So it would be how to keep your head together and be able to stay focused, and yet still at some point be able to acknowledge that you're having a variety of feelings and reactions to situations.
Yeah, I agree. I think that mental health is really more about how you like treat yourself and how you stay like focus of mind. Um, okay, my next question is, why is mental health slash self-care so important?
It's important because you have a job that you have to do, whether, as I said before, whether it's a job as a student or as a parent. So there are certain things that we have to get done. But I want to go back to self-care because you guys were talking about sleep schedule, and that is probably one of the most important things that you can do for self-care and your mental health, is to get good quality sleep. And many Americans struggle with getting good sleep, and there's lots of research about that. But I think, yes, actually setting the timer or the clock on your phone, reminding yourself when it's bedtime and when it's time to wake up, and really needing to turn off technology and kind of quiet your mind. Quieting your mind through reading, through breath exercises, um, through meditation, you know, ways to kind of clear out your mind and calm yourself down. So sleep is very important. So when we talk about self-care, you know, you want to think about your basic needs, right? Sleep, food, bathroom, some of those more basic needs, and then you build on your basic needs with other mental health things, how to keep a peaceful mind, how to keep a limber body. You're going to have more movement in your day. So you're going to be naturally more tired when you get home because you'll have more physical activity. And that's for the children that are returning. There are many that won't return. And that also may create a stress for kids that are staying virtual. How do I feel knowing that some of my classmates are going in? And what that does to your mental health, feeling some kind of way about that. And change is always hard, even if it's for the positive. So having that routine of actually getting up and getting dressed and showering and leaving the house, I think that can have a positive benefit if you're able to do that, knowing that not all kids are going to be able to attend in person.
Yeah, and I feel like there's so many ways that teens might struggle, like they might not get everything they need, such as sleep, because they're focused on so many other things that they just want to get done. And I know that's something I struggle with, that I just want to get everything else out of the way, and I feel like sleep is less important, which is obviously not. But do you have like any additional resources that might be available to teenagers to help them be more successful?
Yes, but I'll answer a question that was embedded of feeling like you never get anything done, right? So one of the things that you can do in terms of quieting your mind, a very simple technique is just to focus on your senses, right? Your 5 senses. So when you're feeling flooded or overwhelmed with the amount of work, to take a step back and eyes, what do you see around you? Look out your window. What do you see in nature? Focus on a tree, a bird, or a lamp in your house. What are you hearing? What are some of the sounds that you're hearing? What are you smelling? What are you touching? Are you touching a soft scarf? Are you touching a hard desk? Taste, really savor what you're drinking, your tea, your hot chocolate, whatever it is. And those are ways to kind of keep you mindful and keep you in the present. In terms of other resources, there are so many resources on our Hackensack Schools public webpage. We have been emailing stuff to your parents. There's Performcare, there's Children's Mobile Crisis, there's a whole variety of mental health resources. There's hotlines, and they are all posted on the website. And now the number for Performcare, 877-652-7624, where you can get mental health support services. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, I think that answered the question well. So I just want to know, for just knowing, what is the number one reason that you realize cause people to struggle with mental health?
Well, I would have to say the number one reason might be if there's any family history of depression or anxiety. I think sometimes people just feel the way they feel no matter what's going on around them. So that is probably something that you don't really have a lot of control over. So you have your your nature, what you're born with, and then you have your environmental stressors. So you could have an underlying depression and be doing okay, and then all of a sudden COVID hits, and now what do you do? So I think that as much as we as adults can provide assurance and that we're going to help you and that we're there for you, which we are. And I know it might be very hard to believe that when you see everything else going on around in our country. How are we really able to take care of you guys? But know that your teachers care about you, that whether you're on a Zoom class or whether you're in the room, they're monitoring how you appear, what you're saying, what you're doing, what you're not doing. They're in constant contact with guidance and with myself and the school psychologist. We're reaching out to students. We're doing the best that we can to maintain a connection, but we also need to rely on you all to be honest about what you're experiencing and what you're thinking and what you're feeling, because for as talented as some of us might be, we really can't read your mind. So the importance of communicating what you're thinking and feeling. And I think being remote, even myself, I struggle to maintain a conversation. It is hard to maintain a verbal dialogue live. And I think that that's going to be one of the stressors that we're not really anticipating yet. But obviously COVID and fears for personal safety are great. They're also enormous for everyone right now.
So we are nearing the end of the podcast, but and I do have one last question for you. But first, we did want to congratulate you for getting Educator of the Year. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And my last question is, what is your favorite part of your job?
My favorite part of my job is talking to students, hearing what young people have to say and trying to understand how they see the world. Working with my colleagues, I have such great love for my Hackensack Middle School family. Everybody's different and everybody brings a unique perspective to life. And I think being able to hear different voices is also very important.
Okay, thank you, Ms. McGowan, for being with us and answering some of our questions. Also, thanks for all the advice and resources.
Thank you so very much for having me, and stay strong. You got this. You could do this.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. If you want to watch one of our podcasts, you can go on YouTube, and you could also find our episodes on the Hackensack webpage. That's all we have for now. Bye.
Bye.